Hello, and welcome to History Drop. Today we will be covering top 10 facts about the Incas. Beginning at number 10 is the Incan road system. The famous Inca Trail is a small, impeccably restored 25-mile remnant of the Capac Nan, a 30,000-mile interconnected Inca roadway. The Capac Nan ran through Andean mountain passes of almost 20,000 feet above sea level, all the way down to coastal lowlands, and was an indispensable feature of the empire for communication, defense, and trade. At number 9 is the Incas' knowledge of astronomy. For instance, Machu Picchu was built on the very top of a mountain surrounded by the Vilcanota River. Also, from certain vantage points within the Machu Picchu citadel, you can observe the alignment of the sun rising and setting over sacred Apis, mountain spirits, during the solstices and equinoxes. At number 8, the Incas were imperialists. Their main goal was to unite as many individual peoples and cultures as possible under the overarching umbrella of their absolute rule. They also differed from the Spanish and other later colonizing forces because their aim was not to change the people they adopted but instead incorporate each culture's individual strengths into their empire. At number 7 are the Mita, Ani, and Mika. The Ani means today for you, tomorrow for me, and is used on a small scale between individuals, for example with house building assistance for newly married couples. The you before me is important. One lends help and then can ask for help later when needed. The Mita applies to communal works, like new stone-paved pathways, that a whole community decide that they need for their common good. Once the community makes the decision about what is needed, they all help to achieve it. This Minka explains how certain enormous sacred sites were built. Whole provinces would send help, like 20,000 people to construct sacred sites or cities. At number 6, Incas were primarily vegan. The vegan lifestyle came relatively easy to the Incas. Guinea pig was their main source of animal protein. Even then, meat was reserved for special occasions. In modern-day Peruvian society, most Peruvians only eat guinea pig during family celebrations and national holidays. The Incas grew and harvested a plethora of incredible plants, which we now refer to as superfoods. These include over 4,000 varieties of potatoes, quinoa and amaranth, maca, purple corn, cacao, sacha inchi and more. At number 5 is Incan architecture engineers. Temples and fortifications at Machu Picchu were constructed from vast, pillowy boulders, some weighing 100 tons or more. Constructed without mortar, the joins between them are so tight as to deny a knife blade entry. A vast labor force was required. There are records of 20 men working on a single stone, chipping away, hoisting and lowering, polishing it with sand, hour by hour for an entire year. At number 4, Incans had tremendous amounts of gold. At the battle, Cajamarca Incans, captured by the Spanish at Atahualpa, saw the Spanish seemed interested in acquiring gold objects. The emperor famously negotiated his release in exchange for a room full of gold. Over the coming months, gold and silver from all over the empire flooded into Cajamarca. 80,000 soldiers, including each horseman, received 90 pounds of gold, while each foot soldier received 45 pounds of gold. This was the cut after the King of Spain received 20% of the cut first. At number 3, the Incans utilized the coca leaf. The coca leaf, when consumed by Incas, produces a feeling of numbness while providing a stroke of energy and vitality, this being the main reason for its consumption. The coca leaf was used by the Inca Amautas or sages to try to predict the future. When reading the leaves in search of signs or omens of what would happen, the exchange of coca leaves with other products such as meat, potatoes, beans, vegetables was also a very common practice in the Incan economy. At number 2, Incas performed surgery. Inca surgeons in ancient Peru commonly and successfully removed small portions of patients' skulls to treat head injuries. According to a new study, the surgical procedure, known as trepanation, was most often performed on adult men, likely to treat injuries suffered during combat. Researchers say many of the oldest skulls showed no evidence of bone healing following the operation, suggesting that the procedure was probably fatal. But by the 1400s, survival rates approached 90% and infection levels were very low, researchers say. The new findings show that Inca surgeons had developed a detailed knowledge of cranial anatomy. Finally, at number 1, the Incas invented and utilized the quipu. The word quipu comes from the Quechua word for knot. A quipu usually consisted of colored, spun, and plied thread or strings from llama hair. Historic documents indicate that quipus were used for record keeping and sending messages by runner throughout the empire. The color, knot placement and type of cord are all part of the logical numerical reading of the quipu. There are approximately 600 surviving quipu in museums and private collections around the world. Thanks for watching History Drop. Please like and subscribe.